scores a ton of points on Friday, and they did it with their defense, limiting Michigan State's offense.
North Carolina controlled the tempo of that game.
Pow misses in the corner. That's what you get with Kamilla Cardoso back in the game. Stolen away by Raven. The pass up to her best friend, Kamilla Cardoso.
Over to Navarre.
Off the screen. Pick and roll to Cardoso.
Everybody clicking on all cylinders. You know, and now for Sanaya Fagan to have scored. Everybody has contributed that has stepped on the floor for South Carolina.
It's one of the things, maybe, is it the biggest thing that makes them the most dangerous, their depth?
Absolutely it is. But it's not just having a number of people, the quantity, it's the quality of talent that South Carolina has.
And these are players that have bought into that. It's coming to South Carolina knowing, hey, I'm probably not going to start, but knowing now, hey, I am going to play.
Well, all of them except for 3 were on this team last year, playing behind the freshies. The 5 that got drafted into the WNBA, they stayed at South Carolina. They prepared themselves so that they were ready when this season came around.
Pow off the mark on the 3, and there's a foul underneath. It's on Alyssa.
With 5 new starters. Raven Johnson bringing the ball up, second team all-conference this year for South Carolina. Holmes with the unenviable task of trying to stop Cardoso.
Team is going to be in the gap. Shallow, short closeouts, go under screens, force South Carolina to consistently knock down three-point shots, and they come out hot.
South Carolina on the season, averaging their most threes under Dawn Staley since she has been there.
Now she is lethal from the three-point line, and Terry Moore talking about Chloe Moore McNeil and Mackenzie Holmes. They didn't come in as highly recruited kids. They have been the 2 most developed players in the history of her program.
Cardoso working the baseline. The average is about 11 minutes per game, pardon me, for Indiana.
And think about the opportunity for growth for Lily Meister going against Mackenzie Holmes every single day in practice.
Now she's got Cardoso.
And you see the change in the on-ball screen coverage, but there is no defense for that. Again, continue to be, there are times because of their youth that they probably drive her crazy. But she can coach them, she can challenge them, they can keep her a little bit loose with that youth as well.
He's had to have some tough conversations with players. Holmes got stuffed by Cardoso.
Well, the Hoosiers doing a good job of continuing to not allow runs to get into double figures. Got to be able to answer with scores of your own, but execution for the Gamecocks in the half court has been outstanding, and that possession was no different.
Got it into Cardoso, who is now into double figures. Their zone. Hall is a really good defender. They called that an offensive foul.
I mean, watch this block by Kamilla Cardoso on the other end of the floor. She got it before it even got out of Mackenzie Holmes' hand.
They're up here by 15. Sydney Parrish was called for an offensive foul on the other end for Indiana, her second. Foul Pal taking her time. Look back at Coach Staley, who said go. So Wiley, Cardoso just there to clean it up. More McNeil couldn't handle it cleanly, and then Cardoso swatted it out of bounds. From three-point range, and boy, that just was halfway down. Holmes was just bowled over Cardoso with no obstruction after that. Biggest lead of the game now, up to 2.
On with her family and friends back home.
That's just the second field goal for Holmes. Underneath, that's a terrific look. Bree Hall with another unselfish play. Most that South Carolina has given up in a game all year.
And a 20-4 run. South Carolina still not able to get Cardoso. They finally get it to her down low. Every time.
Yep. They did go away from that. Even though Dawn Staley told Holly Rowe.
Baffling to me how Kamilla Cardoso is not getting a touch. You've got someone who cannot be stopped one-on-one, who's shown that she's a willing, capable, and good passer from the low block position.
Single digits on the shot clock again.
And she's calling for it. She's calling for the ball. But she's getting it off the block now. Get it to the wing.
Now she's in the block. Their zone came over to help, and they ran out of time.
I mean, this is terrific defensive.
Dawn Staley letting her team play on. Now they go into Cardoso.
Every time. She needs to get a touch every single time down the floor.
Inside 2.
For Marat, Hansford, a dead-eye three-point shooter.
Couple huge threes in the win over Notre Dame.
South Carolina just 1 of 7 from the floor to start this game. Here's Johnson. Cardoso nearly threw it away. Back to Cardoso. Beers has that one foul. Cardoso able to get it in off the window. Difficult angle, and Cardoso still finishes.
And really nice.
Along with Hunter and Gardner for Oregon State. Both teams shooting 33% from the floor. Here's Johnson dishing out. Cardoso from 17 looking smooth. A shot sequential to what happened on the rebound. Either feels like you could have played on.
I agree, but you can understand why if the official sees the hook,
yes,
they're going to call it.
And so a costly third foul on Gardner in a game that's been called very. South Carolina trying to keep their undefeated season going. They are 35-0 as Beers and Gardner start the second half, both with 3 fouls. Here's Cardoso.
Oregon State, again, because of the foul trouble, starts this half in a zone.
Cardoso flips it in over Beers.
Keep going at her. You've got to go at the players with foul trouble. I'm sure that was Dawn Staley's message at the half. Let's establish Kamilla inside early.
Von Oelhoffen. Here's Beers working on Cardoso. Beers and a whistle on Cardoso. And Cardoso very confused by the call as well.
She's standing straight up. A 6'7" player standing straight up. As long as your arms don't come down and you're not moving your hips. And Beers is the one who threw her arm out. To me, that should be a play on.
And we've seen this all game, that any little contact in the post is being called a foul. And Cardoso obviously still trying to get some clarification there. Beers. It's both free throws. A 39-35 game. That is number 2 on Cardoso. South Carolina trying to become the first undefeated champion since UConn in 2016, and that shot will not count. A whistle before. Let's look at that foul again on Cardoso and bring in Lisa Mattingly, who officiated 18 Final Fours. What do you think here, Lisa?
This looks like good principle verticality to me by the defender. I think this is just a play on.
Yeah. It does feel like today there's been a lot of that. Meanwhile, Gardner. Okay, they're going to call the foul on Donovan Hunter rather than Gardner on the other end. Thank you, Lisa.
South Carolina can get some open looks here because doubles are coming against the zone, or just keep feeding the beast inside. Kamilla Cardoso can be unstoppable. But if the double comes, she's an outstanding passer, finding her open three-point shooters.
And you can see Beers trying to be so careful, which, you know, you're going to have a tough enough time defending Cardoso with all of your faculties.
Right. With 0 fouls.
Yeah. Here's Van Olhoffen. Van Olhoffen, nice footwork, and shovels it in. Beautiful move there.
Go away from that.
Van Olhoffen looking for an angle. Nice work by Cardoso, getting around Beers, then running the floor and finishing. Kamilla Cardoso getting it done on both ends.
Really good job by the big girl.
James enters this game 57% from 3.
She drew 2, but then the defense backed up and she was able to get her shot off.
Cardoso, wow. Through 2 defenders, able to bank it home.
She's got really good pace, making her moves on the post.
Here's Baldwin, Cardoso on her back. River Baldwin gets blocked by Cardoso. Here comes a hit, and Watkins hauls in the rebound. Watkins had 14 rebounds, 4 blocks in less than 30 minutes in South Carolina's Elite 8 win. Cardoso, nice footwork in the finish.
It's always good for South Carolina when Kamilla Carter.
Winner of this game plays the winner of Iowa and UConn. They play following this here on ESPN as James can't finish. Cardoso the rebound for Wiley.
This is a small lineup for NC State.
Cardoso trying to go to work. Cardoso able to finish, finding the angle. Kamilla Cardoso now with 6 from the right block.
Like the persistence of River Baldwin, because she's gotten blocked a couple of times inside, but she needs to continue to be attacking.
Nice delivery. Johnson finds Cardoso. Cardoso has the last 10 points for South Carolina.
This is the best for Baldwin, though.
And now Raven Johnson off the long rebound. Cardoso open underneath. 16 points in this first half for Kamilla Cardoso.
She does a really near the post play or on the perimeter.
You see the bench points, they're +9 tonight. No player averages more than 28 minutes per game for the undefeated Gamecocks. For Wiley short, Cardoso cleans it up. Cardoso now with 18 points and 9 boards. Here's Rivers turning the corner. Good look out to Hayes. Too long on a 3. And Watkins, yet another rebound, her 12th. Johnson lobbing it up. Cardoso able to finish. Timeout, NC State. Right hook from Iowa to begin the national championship game. Cardoso finally gets South Carolina on the board.
I would continue.
So after her teammates had the first 7, Clark has the last 8 for Iowa.
Deep drop coverage. The mid-range pull-ups are going to be there for South Carolina guards.
They dump it in. Cardoso underneath lays it home. She was an unstoppable force last.
For Wiley.
Tessa Johnson comes out to meet Clark. Clark evades, bounces. O'Grady gets denied by Cardoso. Now South Carolina will slow things down. Cardoso working O'Grady. Cardoso and the foul. Banks it in. chance to tie at the line. Looked like Cardoso had maybe shuffled the feet. That's what the Iowa bench wanted, but instead Cardoso can tie it.
Don Staley has called Kamilla Cardoso the separator because of how she can change things both on the defensive and offensive ends. Block shot one way, foul called for the and one on the other.
To see O'Grady in these crucial moments of the tournament. Johnson for Wiley in the corner. Unable to hit. Rebound for Wiley, who follows it up. Can't finish. Cardoso can. Another offensive rebound from South Carolina.
And it's going to have to be a full team effort. All of the guards are going to have to go to the glass as well.
South Carolina plus 10 on the glass. Watkins dumping it inside. Cardoso has given the Gamecocks their first lead of the afternoon. And get a shrug of the shoulders afterwards from Caitlin Clark. For Wiley dumps it in. Kids can't finish. Cardoso feels inevitable on the interior. It's a 13-point South Carolina lead. Cardoso gobbles it up.
Outstanding defense by Raven Johnson on Caitlin Clark, fighting over that screen.
Cardoso, 13 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 blocks. 2:40 to go. 6-point South Carolina lead. Here's Johnson. Johnson, the pull-up. No. Rebound. Snare. Cardoso! Unstoppable. Clark launches